Do you find yourself comparing your personal concierge business to all the other businesses out there? Has there been someone in business for years that you feel you'll just never be able to compete with? Or are there some new businesses popping up who have amazing websites and great social media, and you're wondering how the heck they do it when they've only just started? In today's video, I'm going to share with you my tips on how you can stop comparing yourself and start focusing on your own business. Hi, my name's Abby Allen and I am the founder of the Concierge Society. Welcome back to our channel. For those who don't know me, I have been running my own personal concierge business, Lifestyle Elements, since 2004. So I've learned a few things along the way, and today I want to share some tips with you. Now, I know what it's like to compare yourself to other businesses. I've been in business for 18 years and I'm still doing it. I still catch myself comparing myself to other personal concierge businesses, even though ultimately I'm really all about supporting us all and lifting us all up. But sometimes comparing yourself does happen. So I'm here with a few tips on how to stop doing that. One of the big things I've learned in running my own personal concierge business is that you get to go behind the scenes of a lot of your clients' lives. And it's interesting to discover that they're not as put together and organized as you might expect. In fact, absolutely no one is, at least not all the time. The mistake we all make is comparing our behind the scenes with other people's highlight reels. We're seeing our competitors on social media. We're hearing about their successes, the new clients they have, the great work they've done. They're not sharing how they're struggling to pay the bills, how one of their clients has refused to pay their invoice, how they organized a cleaner and they just didn't show up to a client's house. You don't see that on social media. You just see the good stuff, the great stuff. So I want you to remind yourself that what you're seeing out there isn't the true story. I mean, if someone walked in and saw your behind the scenes, you know that they'd have a different opinion of you than what they're seeing on social media. They certainly would when they see my business. A lot of people think that we've been running this business for 18 years. You know, we're doing fantastically amazing. And look, on the scale that I've decided to measure my success on, we are. But we don't have the biggest flashes house. We don't go on lots of overseas holidays. You know, we don't have it all together. We still have to pick and choose what we can buy. It's a juggle constantly with 3 children. Stuff goes wrong. I do not have it all worked out. And I'm probably not sharing that on my social media. I'm doing that a little bit, but you don't really know the full story about my business, just as I don't know the full story of the behind the scenes of your business. So how do you stop comparing yourself to others? And the biggest thing is getting really clear on what success means to you. And that is, what does success mean to you today? What does it mean to you next month? What does it mean to you in 5 years? It all changes and evolves. When I started my business, in fact, before I started my business, before I was married, before I had children, one of my biggest goals was to be able to have myself or my husband pick up our kids from school. And that's what we've done. Over the course of 18 years, we've had 3 children. Our business has fluctuated quite a lot. When I'm on leave, things tend to slow down a bit. That's just the way it is. But we've got 3 kids. One of us is able to pick them up from school every day. We're able to go and see their school presentations, their assemblies, their sports days. That was the main goal of success for me when I started my business. Now, I will be honest, I also thought I probably would have taken over the world by now and, just have offices in different countries all over the world and hundreds of people working for me. But what I worked out pretty quickly is that's not the type of business I want to run. I get overwhelmed having to juggle employees and clients. That's not what I love in the business. I don't love managing staff and managing people. I love envisaging, planning, and meeting our clients and going out there and doing the work as well. So I've learned over 18 years that what I thought was success isn't actually what makes me happy and makes me motivated to get up in the morning and keep running this business. So I've constantly changed and adjusted and navigated my way to defining what success means for me. And that's changing once again now as our children are getting older and we've got different abilities to expand or change in our business. I've got a lot of different ideas on what the new version of success is going to look like for me. I think what we forget is that everyone else has their own crap. They've all got stuff going on. Now, some of you who've known me for a long time may know that 10 years ago, my younger brother, he was 18 at the time, took his own life. And it was an awful experience for us and our whole family. But we spoke about it quite openly and shared with a lot of people. And what that meant was that so many people started coming up to me and telling me about the stuff that was going on in their own lives that we would have no idea about. These were people that I was quite well acquainted with, and some of them were even my clients, and I knew none of this about them until I was able to reveal some of the stuff that was happening in our world, and they felt comfortable coming and telling me, and that was a great privilege and an honor. But the biggest learning I had from that, which I like to share with people, is that everyone has got crap going on. Everyone's got stuff going on with their family or their health, their own mental health. They are just struggling with different things at different times. Never imagine that people who look like they've got it all covered on social media, on Facebook, in their videos really do. Maybe that day they do. Maybe they've nailed that day and they're feeling great, and we should all celebrate nailing a day. But no one has got it all together perfect all the time, especially business people. We don't all know everything. We mess up, we forget to do something, we make a mistake. That is part of it. And if you're real with people, most people understand that. They know that we're human beings and that we get things wrong and stuff doesn't work all the time. So just know, behind the scenes, people have got their own stuff going on. They're not perfect, so you don't need to be perfect either. I remember a few years ago, Sophia Amoruso, who was the owner of Nasty Girl, was touring Australia. She was doing lots of keynote speaking for business chicks, talking about the journey of her business and how she became this great success. But what happened during that time is it got announced in the media that Nasty Girl was actually filing for bankruptcy. So she had to front up in front of all these people who had come to hear about her great success and say, hey, look, actually not as great as it was looking. It wasn't like that behind the scenes. And this really struck me, one, because she owned it and she admitted it, and she wasn't ashamed of it. She knew that she had done a great job with the business and the way that she'd started it. But she didn't have it perfect. It didn't go to plan. It wasn't all rainbows in her business. It was hard work and things went wrong. And so I've always tried to remember that even the people that seem to have it all together and the greatest plans, if your concierge business in the next town or the next state over looks like they have got it all together and they're doing amazing things or doing things you wish you could have done, just know that they've got other stuff happening. They may not feel that they've got it all together. They might have gotten lucky with one job. They might have experience that is different to yours that has led them down a particular path. Don't worry about them. Focus on what you want to do in your business, what success looks like for you, and remember that it doesn't need to look like what you think a real business is meant to be. The deal with owning your own business is you get to create it in any way you want. It doesn't have to be like any other business that's ever existed before. It's your business and you get to define what success looks like for you. So remember, you can look at other businesses and be inspired by them, get ideas from them, support them and celebrate them. But don't compare yourself to them. They're in a completely different situation to you. They have different goals for success for them, and things might all change overnight for that business as well. I want you to start comparing yourself with yourself. I want you to think, what is one small step that you can do today or next week just to do something a little bit better or move yourself forward to that goal of success that you have for you. So stop comparing yourself. Love your own business, be excited with what you're doing, And don't be afraid to share when things go wrong, even if it's just inside our private community, the personal concierge community that we have as part of the Concierge Society. It's free to join. I'll put the link below. That's a great place to share with other business owners who know what it's like when things go wrong. We get what it means to run a personal concierge business, and it is not all smooth sailing. So if you're needing a bit of extra support but don't want to broadcast it to the world, then jump into our private community. We're there to help and support and just go, yep, we get it. We understand what it's all about. So if you'd like to see some more videos from me, click on the links below, and also press subscribe on our channel so that you don't miss our newest and latest videos. And if you've got any questions for me, please put them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them, and I may even create a video on your question.